What is up, Yankees universe? KOD Nation, stand up, and you degenerates, wake up and get your coffee. Welcome to this Wednesday's edition of the Yankees Morning Brew. This Wednesday, July 27th, looking good, feeling great. Even though the Yankees lost, I see my guy Michael Mazza. 4 Train Express is in the building. What it do? Listen, everybody out there, please follow my guy Michael Mazza, 4 Train Express. He's getting up and started his Yankees channel. So please, let's all go support the same way you guys came and supported me, the same way that Mikey was supportive of me as well. Let's go support my guy. And of course, Anthony D. What it's good. Knicks Nation, stand up. Anthony D, I hope all is well. Just so you know, the revolution is still on the way, Anthony D. We are still moving. But guys, what's up? After the Yankees had a tough loss against the Mets, I know it was against the Mets. First game of the Subway Series this year. It's a gut punch. I said, my G looking straight like vacation. Oh, you know it, man. You know, on special days, I got to bring out the pink shirt. You know, on special days, the pink shirt comes out. And I want to take this chance to shout out the Knights of Degen, shout out KOD, shout out my man Jiggle Man Porto, because again, they are sending me to another Tuzio event. So tonight, I will be in the city. I will be at Slate. Tiki Barber will be interviewing Mike Piazza at a special event that's going on, and I will be there. Can't wait to show up. So I want to thank everybody at the Knights of Degen. Thank everybody at KOD Media. Thank everybody that's a part of Tuzio. Of course, thank the man himself, Tiki Barber, who's one of the owners of the Knights of Degen. Thank you, everybody. You know, being a part of the KOD Media family, being a part of the Knights of Degen family has been such a blessing for me. You know, first event they sent me to was Bernie Williams and Tiki Barber. Now I'm going Tiki Barber and Mike Piazza. It's been amazing, you know, and I'm gonna definitely be sharing this with you guys. You know, like last time I shot a little video. This time I'll be getting some more footage, put it together and show it on the show. But I had to take a few seconds to thank the Knights of Degen. Thanks to KOD Media. Thank you, my man Jiggle Man Porto, for making this happen. Drew Austin, Tiki Barber, everybody who's in charge. I appreciate you all. Thank you. Your boy's going to be interviewing Mike Piazza later on today, having a little combo with him. But back to the show. Yeah, Yankees lost, tough loss against the Mets. First game of the Subway Series. We got a lot to talk about, you know, as well. Last video I did pretty well. Almost hit over 100 views. So if you haven't seen it, go check out the last video when I do a breakdown of the Yankees payroll. And shout out my man Keith. Keith, what's good? I hope all is well. Hey, Mikey, if you put your link in the chat, feel free to put the link in the chat, bro. Let them know where they can sub to your joint. If you want to put the first link for your video or for your channel in the chat, feel free to put it in the chat. I'll highlight it on the bottom. But guys, and it's like I'm trying to prolong it. I'm trying to just like try to not talk about it as much as I can, but we got to talk about it because it's the elephant in the room right now. You say it's one game, but we got to play much cleaner baseball, and that's what it was. Obviously, Jordan Montgomery just didn't have it last night. You know, I was talking about Jordan with Frankie, and Frankie brought up how me and Frankie was having a conversation how Jordan Montgomery is one of the most reliable starters we have in this rotation behind Garrett Cole. But now, two innings, you get lit up for 5 runs against the Mets. Granted, one of them was unearned from an error from Josh Donaldson. And we'll speak on Josh Donaldson in a little bit, but it needs to be cleaner. Ultimately, I think this team is best when you have DJ LeMahieu playing third base and not Josh Donaldson, right? When we have Gleyber Torres at second and DJ LeMahieu at third base, I feel this team is better defensively and offensively. Josh Donaldson, he's just not cutting it, man. We're past the All-Star break. We're literally a week away from the trade deadline. This is going to be trade deadline special coming up. But it's they just don't have it. Josh Donaldson just doesn't have it. And I need my man Brian Cashman. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna need my man Brian Cashman. You need to wake up. Brian Cashman needs to wake up. If this isn't a sound the alarm moment for Brian Cashman, I don't know what is. Because after you lose against the Mets, after your starter, when you lined up this series and you decided, you know what, we're gonna have Montgomery and then we're gonna have Domingo Germán right after him. When you lined up this series, you had it in your head that Monty will get you game 1 and you could give up game 2 when Domingo Germán starts. Now your back's against the wall because you lost game 1 and you're going against Matt Scherzer for game 2, and it's looking like you're not gonna win game 2 because Domingo Germán versus Matt Scherzer. If I got to put my life on the line, I'm picking Matt Scherzer. Hopefully, this Yankee team can do something, can figure it out against Mad Max. I'm not sure. My man Keith, I saw this stat last night. Somebody on Twitter wrote it to me. Monty ERA versus the Mets before last night was 7.28. Monty has a 7.28 ERA against the Mets. That's no bueno. That is no bueno. But like I was saying, if last night's loss wasn't a sound the alarm moment for Brian Cashman, I don't know what is or what would be. Because losing against the Mets, your starting pitcher only gives you a limited amount of innings, 2 innings. Your bullpen seems solid. Aroldis Chapman, I love what I saw from Chapman. Jonathan Loáisiga, I love what I saw from Loáisiga. Albert Abreu at the end of the game. Yes, he did give up a run, but I love what I saw from Albert Abreu. That run, by the way, also that Albert Abreu gave up was the second run that he's allowed since returning to the Yankees. So Albert Abreu has been lights out. I just don't understand how not one, but 2 teams this season gave up on Albert Abreu and his arm. The Yankees traded Albert Abreu and some other pieces for Jose Trevino. We got Jose Trevino, who turned out to be an all-star. Albert Abreu goes to Texas. They release him. He gets picked up by the Kansas City Royals. After only 4 games with the Royals, they release him as well. And Brian Cashman picked up a gold mine. You see, it's these little moves that Brian Cashman can knock out the park. Like, there's no problem. I know I was going to talk about the Juan Soto thing, but this is the thing. When I think about it, I'm not sure if Brian Cashman is really going to pull the trigger, right? Because when you look back at the trade deadline, right, and you take a step back and look at the years, say past 20 years, does anybody remember Brian Cashman ever making that big blockbuster move at the trade deadline? He didn't want to trade for Justin Verlander that one season because he didn't want to give up Clint Frazier. I just don't, in my recent past and my recollection of the past 20 years, I do not remember a time where Brian Cashman made the big splash at the trade deadline and traded for that superstar. I remember past his prime superstar in Bobby Abreu in 2006. I don't remember. We got A-Rod in the offseason. So I'm not sure if there's ever been a time that Brian Cashman pulled the trigger at the trade deadline for that big superstar. Let's see. He didn't trade for Cliff Lee because he didn't want to give up Eduardo Nunez. He didn't trade for Garrett Cole because, again, he didn't want to give up Justice Sheffield or Clint Frazier. Didn't trade for Manny Machado because he didn't want to give up Justice Sheffield. I just don't get it. I honestly do not get it. Now, Brian Cashman has been a phenomenal GM for the Yankees. I'm not trying to take anything away from him when it comes to that. But when you look at our prospect pools, right, and you look at our prospects from 2015 and on, 2015, Mason Williams, Slade Heathcliff, Gary Sanchez, Tyler Austin, Jose Campos, Brett Marshall, Angelo Gumps, Manny Benuelos, Ty Hensley, Rafael DePaula. In 2015, those were our top 10 prospects. The only one out of that list that was an all-star was Gary Sanchez. Mason Williams is not even in the big leagues anymore. Manny Benuelos, we just sent him to Pittsburgh. I don't see anybody on that top 10 prospect list from 2015 that's actually contributing right now in the majors. When you look at 2016, of course, again, Gary Sanchez, Slade Heathcock, Mason Williams, John Ryan Murphy, Eric Giolito, Aaron Judge, Ian Clarkin, Greg Bird, Luis Severino. I'm trying to pronounce the last name, but the last name, Gosku Catch was our 10th best prospect in 2016. Was that 2016, 2016? No, 2014. That's 2014. Aaron Judge is the only superstar on that list. Greg Bird, the Yankees just cut. There's no one else on that list. Oh, Luis Severino. My apologies. Luis Severino, who is injured right now. Let's look at 2015. Speaking of Luis Severino was our number one prospect in 2015. Then you got Aaron Judge. Then you got Greg Bird, Rob Refsnyder, Gary Sanchez, Jacob Lindgren, Ian Clarkin, Luis Torrens, Miguel Andujar, Jorge Mateo. Now let's look at this prospect list. Luis Severino, he's still with us. Solid contributor, battling injuries. I get it. Was an all-star one time. So boom, solid choice. Aaron Judge, superstar, face of the franchise. Greg Bird, bust. Rob Refsnyder, he's with Boston, killing it. Gary Sanchez in Minnesota. Jacob Lindgren, who? Ian Clarkin, who? Luis Torrens, who? Miguel Andujar is in the minors trying to battle his way to the majors. Jorge Mateo is in Baltimore leading major leagues in stolen bases, but he's batting only 2 and some change. 201, 210 the most. Let's keep looking at some more prospects. 2016, almost the same thing. Aaron Judge, Jorge Mateo, Gary Sanchez, James Caprillion, Dustin Flower, Rob Refsnyder, Drew Henley, who? Eric Giolito, who? Bradley E.R., who? And Ian Clarkin. Aaron Judge is, again, the only superstar on that list. And like my man Mikey Mazza said, Miguel Andujar has requested to be traded. I'm going through these prospect lists, right? Because these were our top 10 prospects in those years. Let's look at 2017. 2017, you got Gleyber Torres, which we got from another team. Clint Frazier, who we got from another team. Blake Rutherford, who was supposed to be the next best thing, supposed to be better than Aaron Judge. I don't even know what team he's with right now. Then you got Jorge Mateo. You got James Caprillion again. Aaron Judge behind all of those scrubs. Justice Sheffield. Chance Adams. You guys remember Chance Adams? Dustin Fowler. Domingo Acevedo. All right, let me just read one more and that's it. 2018, Gleyber Torres, Estevan Florial, Justice Sheffield, Chance Adams, Miguel Andujar, Albert Abreu, Jorge Guzman, Luis Medina, Tyro Estrada, and Domingo Acevedo. On those lists of prospects, Gleyber Torres is the best one. And Gleyber Torres is battling back from what he was before. these past 2 years. And Clint Frazier was a Dodger. Was a Cub, and he got DFA'd. So when you look at these prospect lists, right, going back to 2012, 2013, Brian Cashman, my man Brian Cashman, my man, what are you holding on to these prospects for? It's now is the time to go all in. Now is the time that you go all in. You're supposed to go all in. Now is the time that you go all in. This is it. This is the time. We win wise when it comes to wins losses, we still have the most wins in baseball. We still have that. Winning percentage, the Dodgers overtook us. The Dodgers did overtake us. Hold on 1 second. Because now my Instagram is acting up. I want to get the Instagram live viewers. But yeah, Brian Cashman, what are you holding on to these prospects for? You're in the casino right now. You're playing with the bank's money. What are you holding on to things for? Why are you prospect hugging? There is no reason to prospect hug. Unless you have a crystal ball and can tell the future when it comes to these prospects, there is no prospect hugging. Bye. Cut that off. End that right now. Brian Cashman, this is the year that you go in. Man, it's time to go all in on the trade, get them pieces to help the franchise. Absolutely. Absolutely. And now, if you guys seen it, MLBPA and the MLB, they rejected the international draft. So it's not going to be no more international draft. Now they're bringing back the qualifying offers for this offseason. So does that make it a little bit more? Does that make GMs a little bit more hesitant to trade for players that are going to be a free agent? Because if you attach that qualifying offer, they may accept it, or a team may not try to sign them because of the draft pick that they're going to lose. Carlos, salute, my guy. But yeah, it's Brian Cashman. You are playing with house money. No, they're not going to have the international draft. No, it's just going to be like the international signing. So it'll come up later on. Chris the Flash, what is good? They've got to iron out the components behind it. It's basically who's going to get paid behind the scenes, right? Because if anybody does not know how it's done in the Dominican Republic, I implore you to go and take a look. Because what these kids have to go to in DR, right? From 12 years old, you got to put this in perspective. These kids are playing baseball from the age of 10, 11, 12 years old, trying to make it to the major leagues. 10, 11, 12 years old. So at 10, 11, 12 years old, their parents decided, you know what? Education is being thrown out the window. You got to get yourself a trainer. And from that trainer, you are going to be training with them over the next few years. Hopefully that trainer could get you in with somebody that has connections with a scout. I forgot the specific name. I have it written down. I'll bring it up tomorrow. But there's a specific name and title for that person. Then after you meet that scout gets you into the tryouts. But before you go to the tryouts, you got to have agent representation. You get to the tryouts with your agent, with the scout who got you there, with the trainer, with the person who connects you with the trainer and the scout. Then you get signed by a major league team for $50,000, $60,000, $80,000. Now, for me, $50,000, $60,000, $80,000, I'll take that in a heartbeat, just like any kid in the Dominican Republic will take that in a heartbeat. But before that kid even touches a dollar or a cent out of that pot of money, the place where you had your tryouts has to be paid. The trainer has to be paid. The scout has to be paid. The agent has to be paid. The person who was the connection between the trainer and the scout has to be paid. So there's 5 people that has to be paid before some young kid in this family get to touch any of that money. So I implore you, I always bring this up. If you guys can, look into the story of Miguel Sano and what happened to him in the Dominican Republic when he was going to be signed first by the Pirates and then by the Minnesota Twins, because the Pirates, who they had running, had some fishy situations going on. He wound up getting arrested some years later. But now back to what we talking about. Brian Cashman right now. And I've joked about this with people, and I've joked about this with Frankie. But if anybody has seen that movie Celtic Pride, when Dan Aykroyd and the guy from Home Alone decided to kidnap Damon Wayans from the Utah Jazz so the Celtics could win the championship, that's what Brian Cashman needs. Somebody needs to just show up on Brian Cashman's porch, invite him to a game of Parcheesi, and put the pressure on Brian Cashman to get this deal done. Now, I want Juan Soto. Of course I want Juan Soto. Juan Soto's a big fish. If you don't want Juan Soto, I don't know what's wrong with you. But we have more needs than just Juan Soto. We need a starting pitcher, if not two. We need a bullpen arm, if not two. If Brian Cashman tries to work his magic, we went down the payroll aspect of it, the budget aspect. We talked about that on Monday's show. We broke it down beautifully. It was so beautifully. I started seeing other YouTube channels starting to use the references. But yeah, Monday's episode, we broke down the payroll. We broke down the budget. For the now and to the future, the Yankees can definitely afford it. Now it's time to talk about prospects. What are we going to give up? What are we going to give up for Juan Soto? Michael Fulmer, that's a nice piece also for a reliever. If you guys don't remember, Michael Fulmer, talking about the trade deadline, Michael Fulmer was that Mets prospect that they used to get Yoenis Cespedes. And Yoenis Cespedes had the best second half in all of Major League history. That was the best trade, best acquisition, best second half run that I ever saw. If anybody has any recollection of anything that was better than that, please put it in the chat. Let me know. Please comment on the video also if you're watching the playback. But we need to get some reinforcements in here. Now, according to reports, according to rumors, the Nationals GM, who was a scout at the beginning of his career, apparently the rumors has it that they have identified Anthony Volpe as the number one prospect that they're targeting. So that's good for us because the GM of the team has recognized a prospect that he wants, and that's Anthony Volpe. Now it's going to take you four, if not your four top prospects and a combination. So we're going to have Volpe. As much as I hate to see Jason Dominguez go, Jason Dominguez, Oswald Peraza, Austin Wells. I would hate to see Austin Wells go, but this is the game we got to play. You got to pay to win. You at the blackjack table, you got to go high or go home. Now it's time to get into that negotiating range. Let's see what we can take back. Because if they want us to take back Patrick Corbin's contract, then you're not getting one of those four. You're not getting Volpe. You're not getting either Dominguez. You're not going to get Peraza or Austin Wells. So which one of those four don't you want? Just like Keith. Sorry, Volpe. I love you, kid, but get ready to be a national. Absolutely. Listen, we love the story about Anthony Volpe, a hometown kid, killing it in the minors. The speed is tremendous. One thing I got to tell you, everybody, that be careful when you're looking at these stolen bases numbers, right? Because in the minor leagues, they have limitation on what the pitchers could do when it comes to pickoff or throwing over to first base. They're going to start implementing that soon at the major league level. That's where they're trying it out in the minors. Volpe has speed. He has speed. But don't be fooled by these numbers that you're seeing from the minors when it comes to stolen bases, because you know a lot of people is looking like Ricky Henderson down there. But you got to understand that there's a limitation of what the starting pitchers could do. My man Ford Train Express, I just put out a video. I'm gonna check it out right after this. That the Yankees are going to be heavily invested in trying to acquire Luis Castillo and Frankie Montas, as well as being interested in Jose Quintana. Now, Jose Quintana, I'm staying away from Jose Quintana. I don't want no parts of Jose ever-loving Quintana. No way, Jose. Literally, his name. Jose Quintana, to me, reminds me of J.A. Happ. He reminds me of Javier Vasquez. He reminds me of Esteban Loaiza. He reminds me of every starting pitcher who couldn't pitch in New York. I do not want Jose Quintana. I'm sorry. My man Keith, yes, he sent me an article yesterday. The Tigers are having a clearance sale, right? Now, the thing about Schoolboy is the Tigers are going to want a nice package for him, right? He's young and he's controllable. He has at least, I haven't looked into it, but seeing that he only has like 3 seasons under his belt, I think he has like about 3 or 4 levels of arbitration left. Hey, Michael Caputo, give me a second, bro, because I got to follow the format of the show. But just stay tuned, bro. Stay right there. Salute to you, bro. Saw you in the chat yesterday with Seminetti and them. Hilarious. My man Carlos says the Marlins have a couple of good arms since the Williams. Yeah, Pablo Lopez, right? That's a good piece from the Marlins, right? But like I said, now is the time that Brian Cashman puts all his chips in and he makes some moves right now, not next year, not the year after. You got to try to win for 2022. Right now, out of the All-Star break, the Yankees are playing under 500 baseball. Under 500 baseball. Copy. Michael, just hold on, Mike, because I got to bring Frankie in. Frankie and I, we got to break down the game from yesterday. And then after we break down the game, then I bring people in so we can talk about the trade deadline. Caputo, just give me a few. Hold on 1 second. Sorry, technical difficulties, but yeah, Pablo Lopez would be awesome. Look, Pablo Lopez, of course, lost in Montes and Castillo, and you have more controllable years. Yeah, but I think the Marlins right now, because when you look at the market when it comes to the trade deadline and stuff, right now it's a seller's market. It's not a buyer's market, right? It's not a buyer's market whatsoever. It's a seller's market right now. So if you're trading prospects, you're going to get the most that you can out of that. Now, if more teams start selling off at the trade deadline, because now you got the Boston Red Sox who are in a flux. They've lost 7 or 8 games in a row, if I'm not mistaken. They got destroyed by the Toronto Blue Jays. So they're in a flux right now. If the Red Sox start selling off their assets, the asking price for other players are going to come down, right? So if we have more teams who decide to start selling, the asking price is going to come down. You got the Tigers now that are in it also. They're going to start selling. It's just the nature of the beast. So the more teams you have out there selling, the more it becomes a buyer's market. And hopefully, I'm not trying to give him so much credit because, he's a big dum-dum, but hopefully Brian Cashman recognizes this and is just using this to his advantage to lower the asking price from other teams. Because if you could easily say, whoa, the asking price for Luis Castillo is too much, I'm going to go take a look at what the Tigers have. Or if you say, whoa, asking price for Juan Soto is a bit too much, let me go look at what the Red Sox have. Now, I know the Yankees and Red Sox aren't going to make a trade. I'm just saying hypothetically, if you were another team, right? So all this going on, it's a game of chess right now. It's going to be really, really interesting, and I just can't wait over these next few days. Just a heads up as well, I will be joining Jason from 161 River Ave this Friday to record, to do a little trade breakdown. So I will be joining Jason from 161 River Ave. Pay attention to that. Tune in for that. Make sure you go subscribe to 161 River Ave. If you aren't already, please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button as well. And I must keep on saying it and say it again. Make sure you follow my man Mikey Mazza, 4Train Express. The same way that everybody helped me out, I want you guys to help Mikey Mazza out. All right, please. Mikey Mazza is a good people. And in this Yankee community, we got to be able to help each other out when it comes to content creators. You know, one thing I say, I always love to give credit to anybody. Anybody. If I see one of their videos, if I hear an idea that they like, that I like, you know what? That's a good point. Let me use it on the show. Let me just give credit, right? Whether it's NYY week recap, whether it's the shift, whether it's Jason from 161 River Avenue, whether it's Pete Seminetti from NYY Source, whoever it is. If I hear something from their show, see something from one of their videos that I'm like, yo, that's a good point, I'll reference it, but I will also reference where I got the source from. So I'm gonna bring my man Frankie in, my man Frankie Two Tones. I see my man Frankie Two Tones.
Look
outside.
at this.
You got the palm trees. Ooh.
Yeah, man. Down in Florida till Saturday.
Nice, bro.
And then Monday you'll see me in the Jersey Shore. So a lot of different backgrounds we got.
Nice. My man Frankie's just partying all over the country, different zip codes and everything.
Yeah, man.
Any special occasion while you're in Florida, or just
family vacation? About yesterday, just had some family stuff, so we just said, hey, let's go down, just see, have to see my grandfather. So just said, hey, let's go. Yesterday we flew in last night. We were like, hey, let's go down for like 4 days.
Nice.
So
Awesome, bro. Yeah. Where in Florida?
We're like 40 minutes out of West Palm Beach.
Okay. Yeah. I was in Tampa a few months ago. I have some people in Tampa, Florida, Central Florida, and Orlando and stuff. So yeah. I loved it when I was down there. Crazy drivers, but then you realize they're all retired New Yorkers. So you that's why they're all crazy. But Frankie, after you got off your flight yesterday, right? Yeah. What was your thought? Because you messaged me. And you were talking about the backward jinx, and I was all in it. I was all in it. But what's your thoughts overall? Because we started off the game hot. I want to get your take before we break it down fully. What's your thoughts, bro?
Yeah, man. It was. I mean, it all started with Montgomery the way he pitched because I was saying on Monday that he's been our second most reliable guy, and he goes and gives up 5 runs to the Mets. So I don't want to blame it all on Montgomery because we were only able to score 3, but a lot of that loss, like complaining about it, starts with the way Montgomery threw. I thought IKF getting picked off was bad. Like that was a real inning killer. I think from what I saw on Twitter, I wasn't able to watch the game, but from what I saw on Twitter, Rizzo got thrown out trying to steal. So those are real, not just inning killers. Those are game killers, and that we like if we want to make a push to the World Series, we got to clean up those mistakes. So
yeah,
all in all, I feel like we're gonna get swept because I don't see Jordan Montgomery or not Domingo Germán pitching Scherzer tonight. But we'll see. But yeah, it's not looking too good for tonight. And last night was just atrocious.
No, I don't have faith in the German Sunday either, bro. I really don't.
Not at all.
I don't know. And you brought up two points that right on the head, right?
Yeah.
You brought up Rizzo being thrown out at second base, right? That is one of the calls that it went the Mets' way, but there wasn't enough concrete evidence to overturn it because it kind of looked like he was safe. If it was the other way around, if it went the Yankees' way, it wouldn't have gotten reversed. You need like clear evidence for it to be reversed. I like the hustle. I like the how can you say this? The aggressiveness, because you need that, right? But it just didn't go our way. And just like you said, it's not just the innings killer, it's a momentum killer for the entire game. IKF being picked off at first base. I'm not sure if you saw it, but we had runner on first and third
with 1 out. Yeah.
With 1 out. IKF got picked off at first. Jose Trevino lines right back to the pitcher.
Yeah, you can't do that. It's a big game.
Julian Blum, salute. Yeah, man. Listen. When it's a good Friday, or when it's a good Wednesday or a good day, I gotta bring out the pink shirt, Julian. I gotta bring out the pink shirt, right? And I was letting everybody know that later on today, I will be attending this event at Slate. Shout out to KOD Media and the Knights of Dejan for putting it together. But it is a Tuzio event. Tiki Barber will be interviewing Mike Piazza. I'm super excited to go. It's like, Frank, like the day before school when you get your outfit all laid down and you're super excited to go. I'm not sure if you went through that, but that was me in high school and junior high school, right?
Oh,
And
yeah.
I got super excited the day before. Always had my outfit laid out, sneakers right underneath it. You feel me? I
The
still
Yankee
left
jersey.
the socks inside of it. Yankee, you know it.
You know it. The Yankee jersey, Yankee hat.
Yeah. But
Air Forces, and we're good.
Yeah, absolutely. One thing I want to ask you about, because I was super upset about Aaron Boone pinch hitting for Joey Gallo, pinch hitting Joey Gallo for IKF.
If I'm not wrong, didn't he swing at ball 4 too?
Oh God! No. It was a 2-2 count. He swung at ball 3. Yeah, it was 2, but he did swing at ball 3. He did swing at ball 3, but bro,
I don't know what he's thinking. I mean, he pinched it for IKF, right?
Yeah, for IKF. IKF is hot right now, right? When you look at with runners in scoring position, right? IKF, he's 15th or 16th in all of Major League Baseball. He's hitting better than Aaron Judge with runners in scoring position. He's hitting better than Anthony Rizzo with runners in scoring position. Granted, I understand it was a runner at first base, but IKF is hitting over 300 in his hitting streak that he's on. You send up Joey Gallo, and your excuse is, oh well, it wasn't a runner in scoring position, and would try, we're trying to force their hand to go to their closer. Ottavino has been struggling, blah 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 blah, whatever. It was just an excuse that's you can't excuse.
When I landed, I saw a tweet. I think it was John Heyman. He said this is the most predictable strikeout ever. I said, oh, I know who's hitting. I know who's pitching. without even having to watch the replay. I knew Edwin was pitching, and I knew Gallo must have been hitting. And that's who it ended up being, those two guys. So, yeah, that was. I don't like that call. I don't like that decision.
It's right now, and I've said this right now. It's wake up time. It's wake up time for Brian Cashman. Yeah. You see him on his little flip phone he got right there, but it's wake up time for Brian Cashman. He has to go. He has to make moves.
Yeah,
he has to make moves, bro.
We need Luis Castillo. I think that's who we need. I think if we trade for Luis Castillo, the 1-2 punch of Cole and then him, I mean that's not the Grom Scherzer level, but that's up there. That's like a solid 2 in the league to the Grom and Scherzer. So hopefully we get a Castillo.
Well, right now, apparently the asking price for Castillo it's a bit too steep for Brian Cashman. That's the reports that the asking price is too much, right? But hopefully, like I said, that with more teams entering the trade deadline selling market, right, selling off more of that, and once they realize, all right, okay, we're not going to be able to make that third wild card team, they're going to start selling off. Hopefully that makes it that the asking price for Castillo comes down a little bit, right? So hopefully it's just a negotiation tactic from Stanton, but it seems like it's going to be one of the others, Soto or Castillo. Who do you want more, Soto or Castillo?
God, dude, they both fill holes that we really need. So that's a really tough question.
For me, and I know I may get beat up for this.
Oh, I might say Castillo. Honestly,
you may say Castillo. I'm sticking with Juan Soto. I'm sticking with Juan Soto.
It's like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of a good analogy here. It's like I don't know. I mean, like I said, they filled 2 spots that we really, really need. We need another corner outfield guy. And we need a starting pitcher.
Well, when it comes to Soto and Castillo, I would say we need more Castillo than Soto, because Soto, it would be awesome to have him in this lineup. Oh man, I can imagine the lineup: LeMahieu, Soto, Judge, Rizzo,
Rizzo,
Stanton. That 1
Stanton.
through 5 would be
Healthy Stanton too, because
a healthy
Stanton,
Stanton too.
like
Yeah, it would be
yeah,
ridiculous.
I would. They might as well just give us the trophy right then and there.
My man Julian is like, Frankie, salute to Frankie. Was he an eyewitness to someone? He got the perfect witness protection lighting. Yeah. You know, it's vacation. Sometimes vacation lighting, especially when you got the shade,
Yeah,
is not the best. He's
yeah.
good though. He's good. I can see him. I can
I
see him.
wanted
All
to
is
be
good.
outside. It's too
Nah,
cold.
you good. You good, Frankie. You good, Frankie. Julian is just clowning. Listen, I agree with Mikey Mazza with this one. He says, as much as I want Soto, I do think we need to spread the prospects around so we can fill the holes we have. And I absolutely agree on that,
Yeah.
right? If we don't get Juan Soto, I'll be happy with Ian Happ or Andrew Benintendi,
Oh
right?
yeah,
If we
yeah.
get Ian Happ or Benintendi, get a Luis Castillo, get a Bednar maybe from Pittsburgh. Hey, if we could trade for Reynolds and Bednar maybe to get both of them from Pittsburgh, Frankie, what's your thoughts?
I mean, yeah. I mean, but Bednar has been he's been the back end of that bullpen all year. He's been probably their most dependable pitcher overall. And we need a bullpen arm, especially now with what's his name, King going down. I mean, we need that pen arm. But another positive, Chapman. From what I was looking at the box score. Chapman wasn't too bad last night, right?
No, Chapman, he was
And
solid last night.
and the Weizsäcker's been hot coming back. So
Mm-hmm.
if we can lock down like another solid reliever, I feel like our bullpen would be just back to normal.
Yeah.
We can replace a King with a Bednar. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So hopefully we can get some reliever.
Yeah, and I agree 100% with you, Mazza. I have my reservations about Benintendi because of the whole unvaccination. He's not vaccinated, and every Yankee on this team is vaccinated.
Yeah.
Moving forward, they take this very seriously, and you guys got to understand, right? The ticket sales across the board is 5% down for Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
And you look at that, and everybody's like, "Oh my God, why is that happening?" But then you take a step back and look at it. It's happening because the Toronto Blue Jays, they cannot play in front of fans. Nobody's buying tickets for the Blue Jays. That's why it's down 5%. That's why it's down 5%. The same rule that Canada has is the same rule that the United States has. So if you had a player from Canada coming into the US unvaccinated, they wouldn't be able to come in. So it's the same rule across. Yeah, it's the same rule across the board. If you're an unvaccinated American, you could come back into the US from someplace else. But if you're unvaccinated and you're not American, you can't come into the States. It's the same thing like in Canada.
Yeah.
It's you just gotta play by the rules. Personally, me, I worked as an EMT for years. I understood that I needed to get vaccinated. So it's just being an adult and doing what you gotta do. I'm not gonna go on a big rant on that or anything like that because it's sci-fi out here. But yeah, when it comes to Benintendi, if he does come on this team, I want him to be vaccinated. That way, it falls in line with just everyone else that's on the team. It just makes it easy.
I think I don't know. I think it's also like do you really want to win, dude? Like if you want to come to New York, like if I was offered to go to New York Yankees, I would, especially the way they are now with the chance to win a World Series, I would do anything to that. I would, and for him to not want to get a vaccine, like, are you kidding me?
Mm-hmm.
I got the vaccine, so I don't have to wear a mask anymore. You're telling me you're not getting the vaccine, so you don't have to win and you don't want to win a World Series with that? You know what I'm trying to say? Like, trade off for us was to not wear a mask. A trade off for him is to win a World Series or not. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah,
turn up a little bit.
For me, right, Frankie. For me, it's almost like the facial hair situation.
Yeah.
Right. If you want to be a Yankee, you got to shave your facial hair.
Yeah.
If you want to be a Yankee, you got to shave your facial hair.
At least clean it up. At least clean it up.
Yeah, so I get it. This is an icky situation and an icky topic for a lot of people. But let's just be smart out there. Frankie and I, we aren't doctors, right? We're just two guys on YouTube that talk Yankees. That's it. Yeah. That's all we are. So just be smart, consult with your doctor, and just leave it at that. You know, anything else that
Yeah.
comes after that, I don't want to hear. I don't entertain. La, 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 la.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it. La, 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 la. But let's look into the numbers and let's break this down, Frankie. Let's do
Yeah.
this.
Let's do it.
Come on. And let's start, of course, the Yankees lost. So we're gonna start with the Yankees, right? So I'm gonna let my man Frankie go through the lineup and then I'll go through the pitches. Go ahead, Frankie.
All right. So DJ was playing second. He went 0 for 5. Judge in the 2-hole went 2 for 4, the home run. Tony Rigatoni, Anthony Rizzo at first, batting third. He also hit a home run, went back-to-back with Judge. Glaber went 0 for 4. Carp went 0 for 4. Donaldson also went 0 for 4. Wow, that's a lot of offers down there. Donaldson had an error too, which I think he had an error or a misplay or something.
Mm-hmm.
I saw. And then Hicks went 2 for 3. Falefa stays hot, 2 for 3. Both of them are staying hot, which is good. We need them. And Trevino took a 1 for 4. And I saw the line drive back to the pitcher. I feel like that was a robbed hit, but what can you do? There's too many offers in that lineup. That's you can't win when you got multiple guys. When you got an 0 for 5, an 0 for 4, an 0 for 4, an 0 for 4, and a 1 for 4, you can't win like that. It's
Yeah, I absolutely. And you see it. It's at the meat of our lineup. It's Gleyber Torres, it's Matt Carpenter, Josh Donaldson. And we get it. Matt Carpenter's not going to hit a home run every time out. He can't hit a home run every at bat.
Yeah.
We get it. He's going to go 0 for 4. But the rest of that meat, the rest of that part of the lineup, they have to pick it up. Either it's Torres, either it's Donaldson, but they have to pick it up. 4, 5, 6, 0 for 12. It can't happen, especially if you want to win. Now, when you look at the pitching side of things, you got Monty. He pitched 2 in the third. He gave up 5 hits, 4 runs, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. Ron Marinaccio is back. Frankie, let's give credit for Ron Marinaccio. He was back. Our guy Ron Marinaccio was back. He pitched the inning in 2/3.
1 for 53 against him in his last 53 at bats. 1 for 53.
He still hasn't given up a run as a Yankee. Still hasn't given up a run. He gave up a walk, which is typically not Ron Marinaccio's type. He doesn't walk a lot, but coming back first appearance, I'll take it. He pitched the inning in 2/3, no hits, no runs, that 1 walk and 2 strikeouts. Johnny Loizaga pitched the inning. He did give up a hit, but it's no runs, no walks, and he did have a strikeout. Aroldis Chapman, Chappie, he pitched the inning, no hits, no runs, no walks, and 1 strikeout. Wandy Peralta, the ageless one, he pitched the inning, 1 hit, no runs, no walks, and 0 strikeouts. Albert Abreu, I love this outing for Albert Abreu. Even though he did give up a hit, he pitched the inning, 3 hits, 1 run, no walks. He had 2 strikeouts, and Albert Abreu was looking filthy. Like I said, even though he did give up a run, he still was looking filthy. Montgomery was a losing pitcher of record, 3-3 on the season. 3-3 on the season.
Yeah, that's weird. He gets no run support,
Yeah.
But I mean, you can't make that excuse for last night, though. You can't pitch like that. I'm sorry, dude. Hey, he's been having a good stretch before this outing, so that's the hiccup. That happens.
And I want to ask you, and I want to ask the people in the chat, my friend Frankie.
Yeah.
What's our thoughts with Josh Donaldson? Because
I'm done with him. Get him out. Dump his salary. I don't care who. I think we should just move on from him. I don't care if we have to pay a salary. I don't care. I just can't watch him anymore. He's for me, he's getting down to Joey Gallo levels.
Yeah.
He's not that bad yet, but I feel like he's starting to sink down now as to where
Aaron Hicks's numbers are better than Josh Donaldson at this point. Aaron Hicks's numbers are better than Josh Donaldson's at this point. Everybody in the chat, let us know. Put either a thumbs up or a thumbs down. What's your overall feelings and thoughts on Josh Donaldson? Because just like Frankie, I'm done with him. I'm honestly done with him. We got to dump him. Either DFA him, dump him. We only got 1 more season left with him next year. Frankie, I don't even think there's a team out there that will take him and his contract.
No. Well, I think we're the only team that was capable of picking up his contract.
Stupid.
Because us and the Mets were the only capable teams. And we ended up picking him up. I mean, hey, he's had some hot stretches, but he's in the middle of one of his really, really bad stretches right now.
But he'll have a hot stretch, Frankie, for like 3 games, and then
And
go
then
cold
he'll
for
have
like the
bad
next
stretch
3
with Tank.
weeks.
Yeah,
Exactly. Then one thing is, when we got him, right, we were fed that he's gonna sure up the defense, right?
Yeah.
That his presence there at third base, he'll be better defensively than Gio or Sherla. Right now, we could say that that's a total lie. We should have kept Gio. Gio was a better defense. Frankie, how many times have you and I gone over games that we lost because of Josh Donaldson's defense?
A couple. There was the one where oh my God, who are they playing? Sorry,
it was 2 games against Boston.
There was one where he bobbled a ground ball that could have been a double play, ended up only getting 1. I think that was a Cincinnati game. Not wrong. And there was one in Boston. Yeah. I don't know. I think I don't know. I mean, like we said though, he's had flashes of old Josh Donaldson, of last year Josh Donaldson even. So I don't know, but I mean, his hot streaks are not enough to trade off for his cold streaks. So
no, it's not.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna just read off for you guys. These are Gio or Sherla's numbers, right? This is Gio's numbers. Gio, as of now, since last night, as of now, Gio Urshela, he's batting 265. 265. He has 22 walks, 42 ribbies, 9 home runs, 17 doubles, and 78 hits. That's Gio, right? Let's look at Josh Donaldson.
Oh,
this is good. This is going to be hilarious. Let's look at Josh Donaldson's stats. Josh Donaldson's stats with the Yankees so far. Josh Donaldson is batting 225. He has 85 strikeouts.
Oh my
He has 31 walks, 35 RBIs, and 9 home runs. So when it comes to home runs, him and Gio are tied when it comes to home runs. When it comes to RBIs, Gio has him at RBIs. When it comes to walks, Josh Donaldson and Gio is basically tied. Josh Donaldson has 7 more walks.
Yeah.
When it comes to strikeouts, Gio has struck out 53 times, while Josh Donaldson has struck out 85 times so far this season.
That's a lot. Wow. I didn't know yet that. I knew he was striking out, but I didn't know he was striking out like that. Wow.
That's ridiculous.
How many do you think Gallo has?
Oh, Gallo has. You think Gallo has over 100 strikeouts so far?
I'm going to guess 106.
Let's guess. Guys, what's your numbers? Step right up. What do you guys think? Is it over 100, under 100? What are your thoughts for the strikeouts for Joey Gallo?
106.
Joey Gallo so far.
over under 101.5. Over under 101.5.
He has 103 strikeouts. You were so close.
Dude, I was close, man.
You were right there, Frankie. You were so close.
That's a lot.
But yes,
Joey
Gallo has 103 strikeouts so far. 103 strikeouts so far. Everybody was so close. We was all so close, but Frankie was the closest. If this was Wheel of Fortune, Frankie would have won that round.
If you took the over on 101.5, you're a winner.
Yeah, you're a winner. Winner with a chicken dinner. He has 103 Ks. Yes, he has 103 Ks.
Dude, that's like that's a lot for one season, and we're a little more than halfway. Like that, that's a lot for a full season.
Batting 161. Batting 161. Jesus Christ. And then tonight we got Domingo Germán. You know, we would joke. I was joking back and forth. Everybody was like, "Oh, in the first game," I was like, "Yeah," but with the line, I think you was it you or may have been Jigga Man. It's like, "Oh, the lineup is out and Joey Gallo's not." No, it was Keith. Joey Gallo's not in it. I'm like, he's going to be in the lineup tomorrow with Domingo Germán, but then he pinch hit for IKF, which I didn't see coming. I didn't have that on my bingo card.
Yeah, right. I bet you many people didn't have that on their bingo card either.
Yeah. So
it's unbelievable.
So I don't even want to preview the game tonight because we know Mad Max versus Domingo Herman. Makes no sense to even go through the numbers.
Nope.
No, it makes no sense. So when you look around the league, like I brought up earlier, the Dodgers have overtaken us when it comes to the best winning percentage. We still have the most wins, but the Dodgers, they have the best winning percentage in all of baseball. Is that something to be worried about, or you really just don't care because we do have such a big lead in our division?
I'm only as of right now. I just want to make sure we get the division locked down, and I want to get it. And we'll worry about the Astros and the Dodgers when it comes to it. But as of right now, I mean, the way we're skidding, I just want to make sure that our division's locked up. So
Yeah,
I want to lock up the division. I obviously I want to be the 1 seed and get finish with the most wins in the AL. So we don't have to go play I don't know. I mean, if we get that 1 seed, we could play the Orioles in the playoffs.
yeah.
So, or like the Guardians. I don't know. I'm not worried about that. So I want to lock up that 1 seed. So that's really what I'm mostly worried about at this point.
Yeah. So right now it's 11:56. I think I'm gonna have this run until like 12:10, but I'm gonna put the link in the chat. Right, if anybody wants to come up just to air out your piece, I'll give you like a minute or so you can air out your piece. Please keep it clean, keep it respectful, because just know the higher ups at KOD Media will come down and choke my neck if anybody says anything out of pocket. So I'm gonna put this in the chat. So if my guy Mikey Caputo or my man Keith Sanders, if anybody want to jump in just to say their piece, go ahead. Me and Frankie, we got a few more minutes. We'll run this to like 12:10, just so we want everybody just to, get their thoughts out before the game we have tonight. Want to see what your thoughts are when it comes to the trade deadline. What do you think the Yankees should do? Who are you willing to give up? What prospects are you willing to give up? All you got to do is click on the StreamYard link, follow the procedures that they have you in StreamYard, put your name, access to your camera, whatever, yada, 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 and jump on backstage. Jump on the panel with me and Frankie. I see my man Caputo's backstage. Michael Caputo, just give me a thumbs up real quick. I just want to verify that's you. Boom. There you go. Caputo's backstage. All right. Michael Caputo. I'm sorry, Mike. Can you just mute the YouTube stream? My fault, bro. Oh, he just disconnected. My fault, Mikey, because I was getting that feedback or whatever real quick. But prospect wise, all right, when it comes to these prospects, I went over the list of past prospects, right? Would you have been mad back then in like 2015 if we would have gave up some of those prospects for some players, Frankie?
No, not at all. Okay, not at all. I mean, at the time, I feel like I was a little too young to really know who a lot of those prospects are. But looking at them now, not at all.
There you go, Michael Caputo. What is good, Mikey? What's up, bro? Been missing you on Cavs, bro. We've been looking for you.
I'm not happy right now with this team, man. I think that if we don't get Luis Castillo or Soto, I think the Yankees are going to blow this division, man. That's my take on this.
Mikey Mazza, what is good, my guy? Thank you for coming through, brother.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
No problem. Listen, like I tell everybody, please follow that 4-Line Express. Please follow my guy, 410 Express, my man Mikey Mazza, his channel. He's just putting it out there. Yeah. Let's help my guy. Let's get him up there. But Mikey, I'm gonna ask you and Caputo and then Frankie afterwards. But I'm gonna start off with Mikey Mazza real quick. Mikey Mazza, give me what prospects are you willing to unload right now for some trades, and who you're trying to go for, then throw it over to Caputo.
So I'm willing to unload any prospect that's going to get me a piece that's going to win. I don't care who it is. All prospects are expendable. It doesn't matter who they are. If you are a prospect, you are expendable unless proven otherwise.
Hey, can't argue with that. Caputo, what's good?
Okay, for me, everybody's on the table. Dominguez, Peraza, Volpe, Fasolo, all bets are off. I'm not holding any prospect back for one of these two guys. To get Castillo or Soto, or possibly both, everybody's on the table. I would gut this whole farm for my championship. I'm not holding back.
My brother Keith, what is good, baby? Thank you for jumping on, bro. Thank you for jumping on.
Thank you for having me. What's up, everybody?
No problem, bro. No problem. First of all, shoot to the panel. Shout out to the panel, Frankie, Mikey Mazza, Caputo, and Keith, and everybody. But before I throw it over to Frankie, Keith, what prospects are you willing to trade and for who, my guy?
Lolly Dotty, everybody. It, in the right situation, though, honestly, man, if it involves Castillo or Soto being in pinstripes, then everybody. If we can hold off on Dominguez, because can you guys imagine an outfield with Judge and Soto and Dominguez, or even if we don't get Soto, just have a running mate with Judge with Dominguez. Giancarlo's probably, going to edge off later in his career. He's getting older now. Hicks, we don't have no business keeping when this contract is up. So the only person I'll try to, maintain if we can would probably have to be Dominguez. If the situation calls upon it. Now we get to grab Soto and Castillo, or we grab Soto and any other big name pitcher we can get. You do that. But as far as Volpe, Peraza, Waldichuk, Wells. Yeah, listen, we got to win now, man. It's been too many years. 09's been a long time,
No, yeah.
And just like the LA Rams say, and the talk of what's going around baseball, F them picks. That's what it's about, man. And at this point, we have to win. We have to win. And
yeah, absolutely.
And there's too many teams behind us. The winning window, as we say, is large for the MLB right now. There's 5 or 6 teams that can actually win this thing. And the more we wait, the bigger that window is going to get.
Yeah,
and we can't go 15, 16, 17 years without a World Series appearance, man. It's just not Yankee-like.
100% agree. 100% agree. I got to shout out my guy, Kev. BX Sports Jedi is in the building. Kev. What is good? ¿Qué lo que?
Salute, panelists. Salute everyone in the chat. The Don of the Watch Along is here. Salute. Look at Michael Caputo. It's over, Yanks. Salute to you. Michael Mazda. Salute. Keith, Frankie, up, of course, my main man, the one and only Hector, Project Nerd, HQ in the building, Yankee Morning Brew. We are going to come after your rear end, New York Mets. We're coming for you tonight. Don't worry. Scherzer, forget about it. We're going to stuff some Leo sandwiches where the sun don't shine. We're coming for you, bro. We're coming for you. We're coming because the Don will be doing the watch along. I wasn't there yesterday. I was taking care of business in NXT, but we will be there. Hector will be there, front and center. I don't know if Caputo might be there, but we will get it. The Yankee cheering squad is there. The good luck charm is when the forces get together with Yankee Morning Brew and the Jedi together calling a game, we're gonna win. Don't worry, relax.
That's right.
Like he said, relax. And you know what? As far as the prospects, not to take away from the topic, everyone is available because we need to win. We are the freaking New York Yankees. Winning is in our DNA. No matter what, we don't apologize to anyone. So anyone, but being responsible. You're not gonna be fools or idiots to give away the farm for a low level rental. But you got to be responsible. Make your due diligence. I trust that it could get the right help that we need, even if it's bullpen. Look, if we don't get Soto, I will Benintendi. Make the Benintendi. Get another Castillo. Get another arm. Fortify yourself in that strength there, and I think we'll be okay. So I'm in Cashman. We trust because there's a body of work there. I know you guys are gonna say, "Oh, I didn't like the winter," but look what no one expected what the Yankees were right now. So we got to give the benefit of the doubt just a little bit there, Hector.
And then overall feelings for everybody. What's your thoughts on this guy right here? Thumbs up or thumbs down?
Oh my God.
What's your overall feelings for this guy? Thumbs up or thumbs down? Caputo, you giving me 2 thumbs? Caputo, give me 2 thumbs, baby.
I'll give you cross.
He needs to sleep with the fishes.
Yeah.
We don't need a
Frankie,
36-year-old third baseman, man.
Yeah.
Frankie, what's your thoughts on prospects real quick, and then we'll try to wrap this up afterward.
Kind of what you said. I mean, we got to be responsible with it, but for the most part, I don't think there's anyone that's off the table at this point, especially after the way we lost last night and the way we've been playing over the past week and a half. I think everyone is on that table. I mean, I agree with Keith. I think we should try and hold on to Dominguez if we can, but if it means getting Soto and we have to get rid of Dominguez, I mean, I don't think I'd say no. So,
Agree.
You have to, man. This roster is old. If you look at it, this roster is old.
Yeah,
man.
we do have an old roster.
There's no tomorrow. We have to win. This window is 2
to
3
win
years.
now,
We gotta win. Yeah, we have to. Judge is pushing. Judge is 30. Giancarlo's 32. Rizzo's 32. Garrett Cole's 30. You know what I mean? The youngest person we got on that team is Gleyber Torres.
Yeah. And then when it comes to like the payroll structure, right? You know, I went through this on Monday's episode for everybody that was watching. When it comes to the payroll, right? The Yankees have 11 players that are in arbitration. 11 players that are in arbitration control. The highest out of them, Aaron Judge had arbitration 19 mil this year. Put him out the way. Make sure, like, the highest is Gleyber Torres at 6 million. Arbitration only goes up $1.5 million to 2 million. So just imagine over the next 4 years, when it comes to arbitration, the most anybody's going to be making is no more than 10 million. Clay Holmes is making 700K, and he's going into arbitration for the first time next year. So Clay Holmes, maybe after 4th season, he'd probably be at 12 million, the most, but that's not now. Right? So the Yankees, when it comes to money, there should be no money aspect that will stop us from getting Juan Soto. Prospects, maybe if Cashman wants to hold off the prospect hug, I don't want that, but that may be the only thing. But at the same time, I agree with Mike, with Mazza, when it comes to spreading the prospects around, right? As much as I want Juan Soto, I would rather us get Luis Castillo, Brian Reynolds, and Bernard. If not that, Luis Castillo's, Ian Happ, and David Robinson. Something in that vein of like a reliever and an outfielder from one team for some prospects.
And also, look, I feel like if we're not going to trade Volpe, dude, he should start next season. What's the worst that's going to happen?
Yeah,
what do you do? Put him on the 40-man. Let him go ahead and get a run, because
that's what Caputo wants.
Caputo
wants the young kids
next season, man. You have to make them younger. Make the team younger if we're not going to win now. That's it.
Yeah. Let's throw it over to Caputo real quick, just response, and then throw it right over to Mazza afterwards.
Yeah. So what do you? They have to get either Castillo or Soto. If they do not pull the trigger on this, like I was telling you this for months, there's no way this team is winning a World Series. There's no possible way they're going to win. They're not beating the Astros. I don't think they're even going to get past the Red Sox if they play them in the wild card. I mean, if they play them in the first round of the playoffs or the Rays, now how are we going to beat the Astros? They look defeated before they take the field. And now you're hearing rumors about Jose Quintana. I swear, if the Yankees make a trade like that, I'm not going to watch them for the rest of the season. I'm done with this team. I'm not going to watch it. I refuse to watch.
Throw it over to Mazza. Mazza, throw it over to Kev, and then Kev, throw it over to Frankie. Go ahead, Mazza.
There's one prospect that I would consider untouchable.
What's
Ken
that?
Waldichuk.
Yes.
Because we have not had a legitimate starting pitching prospect since Andy Pettit.
Yeah, that's true.
Agreed.
Let's be real here. That's the one prospect I would not give up.
Yep.
And then when you talk about pitching prospects, right after Pettit, it was Phil Hughes, who never turned out to be what we thought he was. Jabba Chamberlain, who never turned out to be what we thought he was. Ching-Ming Wong, who was good for two or three seasons, but he got a random injury. So that's a legit point. Ken Waldichuk, when you look at his numbers, he throws his fastball 95 to 97. For a left-handed pitcher, that's top-notch in baseball. Go ahead, Kev.
No, you made a good point there, because what wins in Yankee Stadium? Left-handed pitching. You see the history of the New York Yankees. You're going back, you have with Guidry, Pettit, the left-handed pitching Yankee Stadiums work. You got to keep that. But be honest with you, if they ask for Waldichuk for in the Soto deal, you got to think about it, because be honest with you, all those players that you mentioned, Hector, I don't think they put us over the Astros. I hate to say it, unless a Juan Soto and another starting pitcher, I think you can get over the Houston Astros. Now you might make it to the American League Championship Series, and I think you might fall short. I just need that one guy to get you over that hump. Either that, or if Castillo becomes lights out, if you get two. If you're telling me you're gonna be two starting pitchers, because remember, you're only as good as your next day starting pitcher, and if you don't have that starting pitching, you're not gonna go far. Because I think in playoffs, when money's on the line, other guys step up. We saw it, in other teams. Mark Lemke, we saw it from our own Scott Brocious. Non-name guys, they become big name players, money ball players. We don't know that we have that on this team. History says that they strike out a lot. But if you got a starting pitcher that that got Moxie's going to give you 6 to 7 strong innings, it kind of it takes the pressure off the hitters. So I think we need, if we could get those start pitchers, yes. But if it's not Soto, I don't know, man. I don't know if those moves are gonna take them over the top, guys. What are your thoughts?
Okay. All right, Frankie. Throw it over to Frankie, and then Frankie throw it over to Keith.
Yeah, man, I agree with that. I don't think, as of right now, there's no chance that we beat Houston in a 7-game series. There's no way. We definitely need another starting pitcher. So Luis Castillo would be beautiful in the Yankee uniform. You know, he just seems like a Yankee. He's one of those guys where you get that vibe from him. And if we can trade for maybe a Benintendi too, you know, if we can trade for both, I feel like that puts us over the hump. But I feel like, especially after watching them last night, there's a lot of moves that this team needs to make that maybe we didn't think they needed to, you know, before. So,
especially in the bullpen. We lost a lot of bullpen arms, man.
Yeah. Especially.
Yeah, go ahead, Keith. Go ahead. Speak on that, Keith.
Yeah, you know, let me pull the horse back a little bit, guys. I feel like we're going too fast. Yes, this roster can't beat Houston, but if the ALCS goes through the Bronx, I think we can beat Houston. If Game 7's in Houston, I don't think we stand a chance, to be honest with you. But back to the bullpen, we need bullpen help. If we don't land Castillo, we need to extend this bullpen as far as we can go. And if that even means putting Severino back in the bullpen come October, then that's what we have to do. But you know, going back to the Soto situation, I love him, but like you guys said, we have to beat Houston, and pitching wins championships. Will Soto win us a game? Yes. He won't win us a series, to be honest. You know, Castillo has to be honestly, I go back to what you said earlier. Do we want Castillo or Soto? And priority, I think Castillo's more of a priority. Yeah. I think he's more of a priority. Pitching is more of a priority, man. We don't have a true number 2 starter. You know, Garrett Cole, we don't want Garrett Cole pitching twice in a 7-game series, you know, in the ALCS. If we can avoid that, then that's our best option. We don't want pitching Game 1 and pitching Game 7. You know, that you're gonna run his arm out, and that $36 million we pay him a year is gonna go to shit. Excuse my language. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. I have a deep fear in my heart that Cashman is stuck in his old ways, and as he cares a little bit too much of this prospect hugging as of winning, man, and that's not just the answer. I feel like the whole organization needs a kick in the rear end, man, and we have to get back to winning now. You know, it's no excuse. It's no excuse. Yeah. I think Booney sees it, Judge sees it, but the people at top, the brass don't see it.
Yeah, it's you know, it's upsetting, right? Because when you look at it, if this was back in the day with George, if we would have lost that series to Cincinnati with George, how many people would have been fired after that series with Cincinnati or with the Red Sox, right? I'm gonna speak on it real quick, then I'll throw it over to Caputo and Mazza before we dip out. But you brought up an interesting fact with the starting pitchers, right? We had so many pitchers that are coming back off of injury. And Garrett Cole is the only one that's not coming back off. He has no innings limits, nothing. So Garrett Cole is the only pitcher that we have that's going to go to the max this season. Luis Severino, he's going to have an innings limit. Nestor Cortez is going to have an innings limit. Jamison Tyone has fallen back to earth. He's going to have exactly Jordan Montgomery as well. So when you look towards the playoffs, 2 of these starting pitchers are going to be in the bullpen, whether it's Nestor Cortez because he's at his innings limit, Luis Severino because he's coming back from injury. So I definitely agree that starting pitching is where we should focus. As much as I want Juan Soto in the Bronx, Kev, I'm with you.
You know how scary
100%.
the Mets will be? The Mets
I want Juan Soto, but we have to prioritize.
Castillo, man.
We got to get Castillo. If not, if Castillo is too much, then I'm calling the Marlins for Pablo Lopez. Michael, I'm going to throw it to you real quick, then head it over to Mikey Mazza. And then afterwards, everybody is going to give their final goodbyes, where we could find you on social medias, etc., etc. Go ahead, Caputo.
Well, like you hit it on the nose, and Keith said too, we need that 1-2 punch. We haven't had a 1-2 punch. Just think about it. The last time we had a elite rotation was 2003 when we had David Wells, Roger Clemens, Andy Pettit, Mike. We haven't had a rotation since 2003. I mean, this team They never care about the pitching. They always leave the pitching out, and they always go for offense. And I think if we get Luis Castillo, I agree. We need pitching more than anything. And pitching wins the championship. And Luis Castillo, I think, will be perfect as a Yankee. And that's just the way to go. I would love Juan Soto. Look, I would love for the Yankees to get both. But they don't operate like that no more. I don't think they have the balls. I'm sorry to say this, but I don't think Harper and Cashman have the guts. And they just don't have the willpower. They just don't care about winning. I don't know what it is with this franchise, but if they don't at least land one of these two guys, it's over, man. It's just I don't think this team.
They don't have the chutzpah, right? They don't.
It's disappointing. Our rotations come back to reality. Tyone and Montgomery look like beaten up. I don't know what it is anymore. I mean, just got Garrett outside of Garrett Cole. Who could you trust in this rotation? I mean,
It was Monty before last night. It was Monty before last night.
And they need
Go
a
ahead,
bullpen.
Mazza.
Okay.
Go ahead, Mazza. What's your thoughts? And then after Mazza goes, I'm going to go back around the room. I'm going to start with Kev. Everybody let people know where they can find you social media-wise. And then I think this is something we're going to do going forward. So at 12 o'clock, anybody wants to come on, spread your piece. I think we're going to have these conversations from 12 on. So, Mikey, give your piece and then throw it over to Kev.
So I think, getting back to the reliever situation for a second, there's a kid on Seattle that I really like. No, not many people know about him, but he's got a rocket launcher for an arm, and he's got some nasty stuff. His name is Andres Munoz. If you don't know who he is, look him up. I'll tell you, you won't be disappointed. And the other thing is, starter-wise, we need to be smart about who we get.
Period. Copy. Kev, let everybody know where they can find you, and then just toss it around. Frankie, let them know where they can find you. Keith, etc., etc. Go ahead, Kev.
All right, definitely. Thank you for having me, Yankee Morning Brew, and my main man Hector. You can find me in the BX Sports Jedi Network. We are going to do tonight the Bronx Bombers Strike Back podcast, the watch along, Jets, Mets, and Yankees. We also cover MMA, wrestling, Knicks. You name it, we do all the different watch-alongs. You can follow me on anywhere, BX Sport Jedi, and any part of the social media, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Rumba, you name it, you got it. You're more than welcome to come aboard. I would love to have and always keep supporting Yankee Morning Brew. And thank you guys. We'll see you later tonight. And the Yankees are gonna win, man. Cancun Collective, and they'll be there, man, because they're the Bronx Bombers, man. No one else can say, thank God made me a Yankee fan. You can't say about no other franchise.
Hey, thank God none of us is Knicks fans, right? Go ahead, Frankie.
All right, so my Twitter is right there, Joey Gallo Stan. I know. I have to change that soon. I can't watch him no more. And my Instagram is linked in there. So, I don't know if you guys heard, but once Joey Gallo gets traded, me and Hector are having a special show where I flush my Joey Gallo jersey down the shitter. Oh, toilet.
Yes.
Hey, Frankie, I have a question for Frankie. Frankie, what time is tea time, man?
What time is tea time? 12:20. I'm going out there.
What part of Florida? Where you at? Because it looks like you.
I'm in Stewart, Florida. It's like 40 minutes out of West Palm.
Yeah, you're about an hour and a half from me on Central Florida. In Orlando.
That's
why I could see the background. I could tell my Central Florida background in the background.
Facts. Keith, let them know where they can find you, brother.
Oh man, just really Instagram. It's _100K_ again. Facebook, Keith Saunders. YouTube, Keith Saunders. Don't have any content. Haven't got into that space yet, but please, everybody, follow Yankees Morning Brew soon. HQ, all this information's down there, and everybody else follow the good people that we in the chat with, man.
Nice. Caputo, let them know. You on Twitter, right? Let them know where they can find you.
I just try to watch alongs with you guys. I'm not being social media. I just watch the games with you guys. So that's how you can find me.
He's being shy. He's the host of It's Over
shy.
Yanks on my network. He's just being shy. He has his own show.
Mazza, let them know where they can find you, brother.
Yeah.
So you can find me on YouTube on my channel, for Train Express. I put it in the chat already. I'll send it to Hector. He can spread the love around. That's where y'all can find me at.
Yeah, definitely. Listen, I appreciate everybody for joining us after 12 for the chat. Frankie, of course, you my man, Pots and Pans, 11:30. We break things down. Definitely appreciate everybody for tuning in. We're gonna do this more going forward. Keith, my bro, thank you so much for
Love you,
joining
brother.
in.
It's a pleasure.
Even
Thank
you was
you, man.
even though you was making fun of me being scared of heights the other day, we still good.
Dude,
Don't
that
worry
was the
about it.
funniest story. Yo, I was in tears, man. I haven't thought about that in years, bro. But that took me back. That was funny.
What's
man.
wrong with you and ladders, Hector? You got to stay away
I
from
don't know.
ladders.
I don't know. I have
That's
a
always
horrible thing. I have a horrible luck with heights, ladders, with everything. It's just horrible. Growing up, my family called me helmet because I would always fall and hurt myself. So it's a real thing. This is a real thing. This is not fake. But I appreciate everybody for tuning in. This has been another great episode of the Yankees Morning Brew. Peace, everybody. Love you. Salute.
Later, helmet.
Take with the 10 mark.